Welcome to day 11 of Beginner Yoga Challenge. Our practice today is focused on the lower body, lower back, hips and legs. We will begin right away in standing forward bend. Place your feet around hip distance apart, keep your knees bent and relax your upper body over your legs. Hold the opposite elbows with your hands. Sway a little side to side, back and forward. Breathe slowly through your nose. Deep inhales, long exhales. Take one big inhale through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Now place your hands to the mat, step your feet back and lift your hips high for downward facing dog. Pressing through your hands, keep your spine long and straight and begin to bend and straighten your legs one by one. Warming up the back of the legs. Now come to stillness. Keep your heels lifted. And step your right foot forward, closer to your right thumb. Take many small steps or help yourself with the hand if the foot doesn't step all the way through. Feel the stretch on the front of your back leg, on your hip flexors. If this is too much, you can always lower down the back knee for modification. And if you need more space between your torso and front thigh, you can place your hands on the yoga blocks. Breathe deeply here, pulling your chest forward, trying to keep your spine long. You can rock a little back and forward to explore that stretch that you feel on the hips. With your next inhale, straighten your front leg and step your back foot a little closer so that you can lower the heel down. Make sure your hips are facing forward to the front of the mat. Take a big inhale to lift your chest, lengthen the spine. With exhale, bend forward to your front leg, keeping the spine long. Options to place your hands on your thigh, on the blocks or on the floor. Find the position where you can feel a good stretch on the back of the front leg, on your right hamstrings. Keep pulling your right hip slightly back while pushing your left hip forward. Release your hands to the mat and step back into downward facing dog. Then step your left foot forward to your left thumb. Take a moment to find a good position for your feet. Find the stretch on the right hip flexors. See if you want to keep your knee lifted or lower it down to the mat. Hands can stay down on the mat or on two yoga blocks. A few big, slow breaths. The chest is still pushing forward. You can stay still in this pose or rock a little back and forward, very gently intensifying that stretch. Now straighten your front leg, placing your right foot closer, feet around hip distance apart, so when you come up, your hips can face forward to the front of the mat. Big inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, bend forward. Hands can stay on the front thigh, on the mat or on the blocks. Keep pulling your left hip a little bit back, squaring the hips. Think of lengthening the spine with each inhale and allowing your upper body to release closer to the leg with exhale. With your next inhale, come up to standing. Position your feet parallel to each other, around one leg distance apart. Place your hands on your hips. Take a big inhale to lift your chest. With exhale, bend forward from your hips. See if you can lower your hands down to the mat or place them on your shins, ankles, or yoga blocks. Try to shift your weight a bit more forward into the balls of your feet, aligning your hips over the ankles. And keep breathing slowly and deeply here, creating more space in the spine as you inhale, and relaxing your upper body closer to the floor with each exhale. Slowly come up to standing. Start bending your left leg, sitting into side lunge, to the point where you feel the stretch on the inner thighs. Slowly come up and bend your right leg, finding the stretch on the other side. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, bend to the other side, sitting as deep as you can. Continue to move dynamically side to side, trying to sit a little deeper each time, but being mindful of where your body allows you to go today. Now come up to center. Turn your right foot out so that the toes are facing the front of the mat. Your back foot can turn slightly in. Extend your arms to the sides. Lean forward over your front leg. And when you cannot go any further, release your right hand to your leg, straightening your left arm up to the ceiling. Triangle pose. Option to place your bottom hand on the block for support. If your upper arm gets tired, you can lower it to the hip. You should feel a good stretch on your groin, hamstrings, and hips in this position. Come up to center. Turn your right foot in and left foot out. Heels stay in one line. Extend your arms. Lean over your left leg. And then drop your hand to your shin, reaching up with your upper arm. Or placing it on your hip. Keep your chest open, rotating it slightly up to the ceiling. You can look up, forward or down, just see what feels better for your neck. And with your next inhale, slowly come up. Move your feet closer, toes slightly turn out, bend your legs and sit into deep squat. Placing your hands in front of your chest, press your knees open with your elbows, lengthen the spine, trying to bring your chest closer to your thumbs. If your heels don't reach the ground, try placing a rolled blanket underneath your heels for support. Another option is to sit on a yoga block. One last big breath in this pose. And with exhale release, sit down on the mat. Place your front shin parallel to the front of the mat. Your legs in 90-degree angle, feet flexed. Turn your upper body to the front leg. Big inhale to lengthen the spine. With exhale, bend forward to your shin, walking your fingers further forward until you feel the stretch on the outside of the front hip. You can stay up on your hands or lower down to your forearms if that feels good. Staying here for a few deep breaths. Relax your body fully in this position. Slowly come up and switch to the other side, placing the front shin parallel to the short edge of the mat and both legs in 90-degree angle. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, reach forward, lowering your chest closer to the shin. This side might feel different, easier or more difficult. Find the position that works on this side and stay there. Breathe in slowly. Slowly come up and come into cross-legged seat. Thank you for practicing with me today. See you tomorrow.